Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's me, CJ. We're gonna do a CJ Reads today. No, a Sunday Reads. I am a CJ Reads. I'm kind of feeling overwhelmed at year-end wrap-up coverage. I don't know if you're feeling the same way, like both as a viewer and a creator of those things. So this is not gonna be that. I do have, you know, some annual wrap-up thoughts of what my top 10 and maybe least favorite 10 were that I am planning to get into at some point, but maybe next week after the onslaught of those type of videos passes. I totally understand the instinct to make them, and I've like made a post on Instagram and I definitely made that video in the past. I'm just like probably consuming and like watching more booktube than ever, so it feels a little much to me right now, and maybe if it feels that way to me, it feels that way to you. So that's the assumption we're running on. I hope everyone had a really good holiday. I did. I actually go back to work on Monday. Today's Saturday. I've had 2 weeks off, which is an incredibly long amount of time. We did a few things during that time off, the main being relax. And then we finally got our cabinets done. If you watch the vlogs at all, you'll know like 6 months ago we built like a cabinet enclosure around our fridge. It was previously just like this empty space, and we finally did the doors. By we, I 1000% mean Kiki. I did nothing except help paint. It looks so good. I'm gonna put in some vlog footage now so you can see the carpenter at work.
Hello, what's up? Finally done!
Kiki built the cabinets! We need to get hardware for them still, and then repaint this whole room. But I love it. It looks excellent. Very good. Fun, right? We're still waiting on hardware, but I'm impressed. I'm like, okay. Literally Jesus the carpenter just like whipping together just like a quick pantry. Beyond my skill set. As for what I'm reading and like bookish Christmas presents I got, my dad gave me a gift card to Barnes & Noble, which is great. And then my mom gave me a gift card to Pals. No one in my life really buys me physical books, which is kind of sad. Like, I wish someone would gift me a book. The book hotties have, and some of my bookish internet friends for sure, but I feel like people are just kind of like intimidated or like don't know if I've read something, don't know if I want to read something. I think for my parents, them giving me gift cards is like amazing and preferred, but like, I don't know, I think it'd be cute if like my friends picked out a book for me, or you know. I didn't really exchange presents with anyone this year except for Kiki and my family, and then I bought my best friend Alex tickets for us to see Coco at the Oregon Symphony live, which is her favorite movie. So I guess I'm just saying no one really had the chance to buy me a Christmas present this year for it to even be a book. But I mean, if you're watching this and you want to give me a book, let me know. I feel like I gift books a lot, but I don't get them a lot in return. As for books I gifted, I gave my dad Geek Love, which he read like one chapter of while he was here for 2 weeks, and he was like, it's not really gripping me. And I was like, oh my god, keep reading. But he didn't really keep reading. I think he's gonna DNF that book. But he was like, wow, this is cool. Like, I've only seen one geek show live, and if you don't know what a geek is, it's like a chicken eater in the carnival. Like they eat and kill a chicken live in a show. It's like part of a freak show. And he was like, I saw that when I was really little before it became illegal. And the Geek Love kind of follows a cast of like wacky carnival noir characters throughout time. So I don't know, I thought he would like that, but apparently not. And then I gifted Kiki Year of Magical Thinking, which he hasn't started yet because he's addicted to Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite is maybe one of the worst things that have ever happened to me. I'm being dramatic, but it is rotting Kiki's brain, I'm pretty sure. The same way TikTok's rotting my brain, and you know, hours and hours of watching YouTube of other people reading is rotting my brain. But there's something about like gun noises, ambient gun noises in your house that is not the vibe. He finally got a headset, so it's not like projected everywhere, which is good. But now he plays online live with people he knows. So he's talking to himself all the time. You might be able to hear him because that's what he's been doing back there. So that's a lot. I also have acquired a couple of books recently. I don't know if you live in America, but if you do, the 2 days after Christmas, Barnes & Noble has an annual 50% off all hardcover book sale, which is nuts, right? Like that's like liquid foreclosure warning signs popping off in my head. I think they're just trying to like liquidate as much inventory as they can post like a holiday big profit time. So I took advantage of that using my gift card that my dad gave me. I only got 2 books. I just wasn't really in the vibe. I have a ton of books, probably like 75 that are on my TBR right in front of me. So I wasn't trying to like get something I didn't need, you know what I mean? But I did get Sorrow and Bliss by Meg Mason. I feel like almost all of the book hotties have read this and really liked it. Everyone except Kieran, obviously. It follows a recently divorced woman who's in her 40s, kind of told in fragments. It jumps timelines of her reminiscing in her past and navigating her present. And I think she is living with some kind of diagnosed severe depressive disorder or bipolar disorder. She essentially goes through waves of extreme depression, and it recounts like how her parents dealt with that in her early childhood, how that got her into some weird situations in her 20s, and also the dissolution of her marriage now in her 40s. I'm really liking this. It's really readable, which sounds silly, but it's really readable in a way that it's like not challenging. It's consumable. It reminds me a little bit of Ghost by Dolly Alderton, like that same kind of readable. And Ann Patchett, maybe. Ann Patchett actually blurbed this. That's what reminded me of that. Maybe even Rooney-esque, I would say. This cover is such a Rooney ripoff. It actually kind of cracks me up. They're definitely subliminally trying to talk to us buyers of her work. I'm liking it. It's like almost on the verge of women's fiction opposed to literary fiction, I would say. But it walks that line really delicately, and I really like the exploration of like the bohemian childhood she had and kind of these dysfunctional parental figures and what that meant for her. I like it. So that was my first Barnes & Noble pick. Then my second one was, hold please. And my second pick was A Swim in a Pond in a Rain by George Saunders, which you've heard everyone and their mother talk about, but especially Jalen. And I was thrilled to get this half price. Full price $30, so I got it for $15. Gotta love it. Can't wait to read this when I'm in the mood. So I'm currently reading this, right? I told you about that. And then the other 2 books that I'm currently reading, one is a graphic novel. Who is she? I don't know who she is, but she is someone. It's like a non-fiction graphic novel exploring the topic of loneliness in American culture. And so far it's like more research heavy than I anticipated. Like literally about statistical evidence of people dying because of loneliness. And like other historical ways of like American isolation. It's cool. I'm liking it. Do we get into color in the next section? Yeah, we do. I think some sections are in color and some are in black and white. The section I've read so far has been in black and white. It's not really like blowing my mind or anything, but I do enjoy it so far. This was sent to me from the publisher a while ago, and I really like the cover too. These are so expensive. 30 bucks for this brand new, man. I guess that's the same as the George Saunders, right? But wow. And then I'm still reading The Fire Next Time, which is fine. I don't need to rush through this. I haven't picked it up since a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like midway through the second letter. I really should finish this weekend just so I can not bring it into the new year too much. But I also just haven't really wanted to pick it up, and I want to pick it up when I want to pick it up. So those 3 are on the back burner, the hopper. They're on the stove currently. They're cooking in the pot. As for books I just completed, I feel like this is gonna be controversial. I literally feel like I'm gonna get hate comments for this. But I gotta stay true to my heart. I'm not gonna be mean or anything. I DNF'd the Akwaeke MSA memoir. I was really loving it for the first few chapters. It's written in letters, which is not my favorite ever, even in fiction, and kind of details their childhood trauma, their rise to artisthood, what it was like for them in different artist residencies and MFA programs, kind of like the financial in and outs, and just like violence and racism and oppression that they faced navigating the book industry, and a lot of like meditations on homemaking and what it means to invest and root yourself in a place, and like the safety of like a physical surrounding. I really liked the writing about that, actually, specifically. Yeah, like halfway in, it was really getting repetitive for me. It was just like this repetition of like the phrase godhood, and like using the construct of like being an embodied god as a way to like filter the world and try to achieve goals and like set goals, which I think was cool, but like it was washing over me in a way that wasn't sticking, and I found to be like a little bit of a chore halfway through, so I just stopped reading it. Might pick it up later, but probably won't. I think I will continue reading their fiction forever. Freshwater, Death of Vivek Oji, even Pet is a YA novel that I loved a lot. But the memoir was kind of like them in conversation with themselves, and definitely felt like they were just talking to themselves a little bit, which I think is interesting, but it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't like the right book for me at the right time, if that makes sense. Over break, we also watched a lot of movies, I feel like. We saw the new Spider-Man, which was fine. I had really high expectations going into that, because people were like, oh my god, I was crying and sobbing, and it was the best, most multiverse experience I've ever seen. I like Spider-Man. Like, I'm a Marvel girl. I like superhero movies. I wasn't that blown away. I think, like, if you haven't seen it, sorry, there's gonna be spoilers, but the inclusion of the 3 Spider-Mans and them coming together in the multiverse was cute and cheeky and fun, and like Spider-Man is the right character for that to happen to. Like, if that would have happened to like Captain America or even like Iron Man in some ways, maybe Iron Man would be funny because he'd be snarky. But Spider-Man is so like boyish and just has the right temperament for that funny like trio of all of the Spider-Mans interacting with each other. I thought it was cute, but kind of like gimmicky. Like, I've already seen Spider-Man fight the Green Goblin and the Electric Dude and the Lizard Guy. Like, I've already seen all those villains. I've seen all of the Spider-Man franchises. So I was like, come on, give me something new. Also, Doctor Strange is the best. He's the most important character. He makes everything happen. Like, even in Endgame, where would they be without Doctor Strange? Nowhere. Also saw Licorice Pizza on Christmas Day, which is the Paul Thomas Anderson new release. We liked it. I don't really have any critical thoughts about it. I love like portrayals of suburbia and like that time era in California specifically. So visually it was, and I thought the relationship between the girl and the boy main characters were funny and cheeky. I feel like there's like a lot of TikTok discourse around the age discrepancy, which is funny. I don't know, it's a movie. I'm not mad at them. And then lastly, what else did I see? Oh, Don't Look Up. Hated it, trash. Skip it, you guys. The only redeeming part of that movie was Jonah Hill, because he's genuinely funny in everything he does. A true comedian. I thought it was so annoying with its bloated A-list cast and just like very finger waggy Gen X boomer about like climate change. I saw a Letterboxd review that it was like, oh, this is a really long SNL skit, and I was like, yeah, that's it. That's the good burn. That's it for this Sunday reads. I think I'm gonna go walk around Powell's by myself while Kiki continues to play his gun game, because I haven't done that in a while. And I don't know if you guys feel rushed when you're in a bookstore with someone who's not bookish, but like you could literally just vibe out in there in hours. And Kiki is definitely just like following me around usually when we go in there, which can be kind of not the vibe. So I might go do that. Hope you guys are good. Hope you had a good New Year. I love you. Goodbye.